Namaskar dosto. Today is 9th September 2021. Welcome to my channel Trade Plan Nifty. This channel is my journey in stock market where on this specific video on daily basis I disclose my trade plan for the next trading session, review my trade, share my learning and MTM at the end of the video. I hope these discussions will add value to your trade setup and trading ideas. So it looks like that bears are taking control of the market for some time, and the market is looking forward to touch the weekly pivot, which is at 17143. But before we get into detail of that, let's have a key look into the key elements of the market. So when we look into S&P 500, we see that S&P 500 yesterday had formed a red candle below 8 bar, but this is a reversal week, so this is a sign of a reversal of this short downfall, uh, and it is happening almost at a 20 bar moving average. So although a red sign, but this is a bullish candle, engage reversal pattern 1 week. And when we look into US government 10 bond yield, it is now going down consistently from past two trading session. So this is also looking quite good for all the equity market. And dollar index has started moving up. So this is definitely not a good sign. So kind of a mixed signal. US government 10 bond is going down, but this is already at low level, and dollar index is going up. So this is definitely not a good sign. And I simply find it in red, but with a sign of reversal. I'm sorry. So let's have a look into Bank Nifty. So when you look into Bank Nifty, we see that yesterday Bank Nifty has taken a support on 36,500, which is a very crucial support. Touched the weekly pivot and now moved up. It will now have a very good support at 36,656, and after that 36,500. And on top side, it will now have a very strong resistance at 37,300, and 37,050 is also monthly H3. So this will also act like a resistance for the Bank Nifty. But above 8, above 20, and above 50, so definitely an uptrend. We see that HDFC Bank in last two trading session has taken a support on 1560, and yesterday it is closed above 8 bar moving average, so definitely an uptrend. But it has a resistance at 1580 zone, where there is a combination of black, green, weekly pivot, all the lines. I use a fairly simple trade setup. If you want to know more about my trade setup, then check out my video called Trade Setup Explanation on my YouTube channel, Trade Plan Nifty. So HDFC Bank is also in uptrend with a very good resistance at 1580 zone, and the Motabai is still running parallel to 8 bar moving average, and looking quite bullish with a good support at 2387, and currently it is taking a support on weekly H4 and weekly H3, which is at 2417, but definitely no sign of weakness here. And although you see something like weak, which is getting formed on yesterday. So with that in background, let's have a look into Lalaji. So when you look into Lalaji on weekly chart, it is looking no issue. It's kind of forming another week here, and running parallel to 8 bar moving average. So definitely an uptrend. I'm sorry. On daily chart is where we see that from past 3 days, consistently lower bottom is getting formed. But yesterday another week was formed. This is also a sign of a reversal. And now Lalaji will have a very is it is taking a support on 17325, which is combination of my blue lines. And after 7325, it has a very good support at 17140, which is a weekly pivot black magical line, and weekly L3. and 8 bar moving average is at 17,225, which will also be acting as a smaller support. But definitely here also it is an uptrend with a sign of a weak here. And on 15-minute chart, we see that yesterday market has closed above 50, above 20 and above it. So definitely an uptrend. So lots of mixed signals. Let's try to confirm the view with confirm the trend with the help of market profile. So when you look into market profile, we see that today's CPR is below yesterday's CPR. So definitely here we see that there is a sign of a weakness and bears are in control. So again, a very mixed signal. So it all depends where the market will open. So when we look into SGX now, SGX is at 733.1 and the pivot is at 7330. So almost opening is going to be very tight between the pivot or almost at the pivot. So the trickiness continues, not a surprise. So we will have a simple rule, and the rule is that if the open is above 7331, then it is buy on dip market with the red pivot which is at 7331, and the best possible scenario would be that it 7321, which is also closer to P1 pivot, which is L3, and L4 is at 17285, so somewhere closer to previous day low, so 200 bar moving average. So if the open is above pivot which is at 7331, then let's look for a buy on dip at the previous day low which is at 7250 for a target of 7482, and if open is below pivot which is 7331, that is sell on rise. H3 is 7391, it is also closer to previous day high. So if open is below pivot, then sell on rise at previous day high which is at 7384, if or at pivot, and if open is above pivot, then buy on dip at previous day low which is at 7255. So that's the first trade plan. The second and easiest trade plan could be wherever it opens. No, do not enter anywhere. Wherever it opens, look for a breakout trade. So breakout trade could be previous day high. So when it crosses previous day high, you can go for previous day high on top side, and if it crosses previous day low, then you can go previous day low on the bottom side. But this trade will have a very low, specifically on short side, it will have a very low risk reward because 7143 is a good support. So I don't think so that's a wise idea. I guess we'll go for pivot theory only. If open above pivot, buy on dip at previous day low or at 7143. If open is below pivot, then sell on rise at previous day high for a target of 7143. So that's my trade plan. Please consult your financial advisor before you take any trade. So now let's see what happened yesterday. So yesterday we entered the market with a clear understanding that is going to be a tricky day, and market opened above pivot. So the idea was if it's opening above pivot, then it is a buy on dip market. So market opened above pivot and almost for till noon it consolidated between a very narrow zone and built an initial base. Eventually after 12:30 it broke the initial base, came down up to, I guess, yeah, came down up to H4, and then extreme reversal setup was formed here, which is my engage pattern reversal setup 2, and then market shown a recovery and it closed just below the pivot. So that also confirms the bearish sign. So my idea was I was already carrying one put with me, and my idea was to hold it and must have sold it, should have sold it near H4, and then again should have taken an entry. But as usual, I did my own masti, and I'm sorry. I did my own masti, and I had a multiple. I first got out on this particular green bar. I initially had kept a stop loss above this red bar, but then I don't know why I changed my stop loss, and then I exited on this particular green bar and I entered in C position, and then I got out on this particular red bar. And then when I got out of this particular red bar, I made a mistake in order placing. I placed a normal order against MIS. So then the whole equation was screwed, and then nothing good happened for me. So almost had a loss of 6,000 rupees. So what's the learning? Learning is strong. They say like simple mind, complicated simple things, and a strong mind. I just read it yesterday. Let me see. Simple minds tend to overcomplicate simple things, and strong minds tend to simplify complicated things. In trading, you need to have a strong mind. If you're just gonna have a simple mind, you just gonna overcomplicate simple things. So that's something which I need to work on. I need to have a strong mind as a trader and stick to my trade plan and stick to my trade and keep do not keep on changing my stop loss. I hope these discussions are adding value to your trade setup and trading ideas. Welcome to all my new followers. Stay healthy, wear a mask. Jai Hind.